Welcome back. 7 months now. 7 months since I started Manjaro, 30 weeks. And we've actually got to a point where I've had to make a drastic decision. I had a really dodgy experience this week, which we'll get into. And you'll have to excuse me if I'm looking around everywhere. I've just bumped into a girl, I say a girl, an old girl, who's out walking her two dogs. And one of them's 14-year-old and is going deaf, and it walks off the lead. Well, today it walks off the lead and it's disappeared on her. It's run ahead basically and hasn't waited for her, and she can't find it. So if anyone sees a border terrier called Benny, let me know. But I am going to try and keep an eye out for it. Horrible, horrible, horrible losing a dog. Yeah, so there are two things that I want to talk about today, really, just to give you in terms of an update, because I'm going to get straight into the weight loss side. I know I was giving weekly updates before on my weight loss, and I've not been doing that for a while. I'm choosing to kind of steer clear from doing that too much now, but if you are interested, I'll do it and I'll give an update now. But if you are interested, just know that this week I've actually maintained weight. I didn't lose anything this week. I feel like I should be searching for this dog, but I don't mind about all that. It's still going to trickle off slowly now. It's definitely much slower when I'm losing weight now, but I guess as I'm getting lighter, that's going to be what happens, right? You can't maintain those high speeds of weight loss indefinitely. So I had to make a decision because I had a bit of a bad experience when I was away last week up in Scotland. I went up to Dundee to do some work, and while I was up there I had quite a funny turn. So I was walking around the shops in the evening, wasting a bit of time. Thought I'd just have a walk around Dundee. I've never been to Dundee before, just go and see what it's all about, and it was nice. But as I'm going along, I had another bad dizzy spell, and this one was probably, in fact there's no probably about it, this was the worst one that I've experienced to date, and it was really quite nasty. So I'm just walking along casually, and then it all of a sudden just hit me as I'm walking around, and I got to the point where I was feeling like I was going to fall over, and I was really quite scared because I didn't know what to do. And I've got no doubt I know what the problem is. It was blood sugar. Yeah, I really got quite worried. I was walking around the town and all of a sudden I went really dizzy and I felt like I was going to collapse. And I quickly realised something, that because I'd been that busy that day, I'd just been running from pillar to post with travelling and meetings and blah de blah. I hadn't actually eaten and I wasn't hungry. And I wasn't trying not to eat, of course. I've got in the habit now of being really good with my diet. Even when I know that I'm not hungry, I know I have to eat. But this day I just didn't eat. And yeah, and I'm gonna guess that my blood sugars just took a crash. It was absolutely horrible. I could barely walk at one point, to be honest with you. I was managing to sort of stumble around for about 10 meters, then I would have to have a rest, then stumble again and have a rest. And I got my phone out and realized, what the problem was quite quickly, and just got my phone out and had a look to see where I could get some food quickly. And I was just around the corner from a Greggs. So I thought, right, we're going to walk to that Greggs, we're going to get something to eat, and we're going to have a sit down, and we're going to get a drink, and we're going to get this fixed. And that's what I did. I managed to get there, and I'm making it sound like I was on some sort of mission impossible, but it absolutely felt that way, I really felt like I was going to fall over and just collapse. It was horrible. I made a mistake. I completely fucked up and got it wrong, and had a really bad day because of it. Anyway, I managed to get myself to the Greggs, obviously, and I got something to eat. I thought, it doesn't matter what I eat here, we're just going to get something. And I got myself a flatbread sandwich type thing, whatever you call it. And I got myself a donut and a bottle of Coke. And the first thing I did was just take a bite of the donut and get it into me. And I sat down in Greggs. Lucky enough, it was one of the Greggs that has somewhere where you can sit down and eat your food. And I sat there for about half an hour, just letting that go down. And I started to feel fine again. And then I would say within probably an hour, I felt pretty much back to normal and all was good. So I really did stuff up with my diet that day. It was a proper malfunction on my brain's part. And I'm going to say now that because of that, with my injection, I'm actually going to drop down a dose now. So I've been on the 12.5, and I think actually that is probably just a little bit too strong for me at the moment. So I'm dropping back down to 10 milligrams because that just wasn't fun. But actually the timing is about right for me, because that's going to bring me on to the next thing that I want to talk about, and that is Endure 24. I've banged on about this enough, so hopefully you understand what Endure 24 is, but if you don't, I am going to be doing a 24-hour run the 27th, 28th of June down in Leeds at Bramham Park, where essentially you have an 8-kilometre loop or a 5-mile loop that you run as many times as you can within 24 hours. Now I'm going to be doing that. This will be the third time that I've done it. And I think it's obvious that because I'm going for that long, that means I need to be eating a lot of food. And it's very difficult to do at the best of times. For anyone that's done long distance running, after a little while, your body starts to say, no, I don't want any more food, thanks. You know, your belly starts to almost reject it. So it's really, really important that I am able to fuel as best as I can. And now because of that, I have to really consider my use of weight loss injections and how I can utilize them better during that time period. And what do I mean by that is, well, I think that if I remain certainly on the 12.5 milligrams, but even if I remain on the 10 milligrams, on the build up to Endure 24, I don't think my body's going to allow me to eat as much as I would want it to. So obviously I need to be taking in a lot of carbs, both before and during the event. And having done the half marathon and what have you before in the marathon, and how difficult I kind of found that to carb load for those events, then I absolutely recognise now that I've got to address it and fix it and make a plan to give myself the best chance to be able to get around the run healthily. So what I'm going to do is, like I say now, week 30, I'm dropping down to 10 milligrams. But what I'm now going to look to do is week 31, drop down to 7.5, and probably the week of Endure 24, drop it down to 5 milligrams, or even take a week off. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to see how I feel as I go through the motions of titrating back down again. Now we're going to use this for a couple of reasons, because like I just mentioned, we're going to do this so I can allow myself to fuel better for Endure 24 and give myself that best chance, that best opportunity to do well. Because I am targeting 75 miles. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's bloody ridiculous distance, 75 miles. What a stupid idea even telling you people that was my target. But I did, I got it out there. I put it out there for everyone to hear it. And I'm regretting my life decisions right now. But that is my target, 75 miles. But I also want to take this opportunity to see how my brain and my body reacts to titrating back down again. Now, albeit I am titrating much quicker than I should be, because ideally, in an ideal world, I will be going down a dose every 4 weeks. But I think with the fact that I'm doing this event, I need to just take that chance and see what happens. I'm actually not worried about it at all. If it all goes wrong and my brain sort of says to me, come on, fat boy, let's get some belly back on us, and gets me in the fridge every 5 minutes, I'm not going to worry too much about that, because firstly, I think I'm better educated now. I am well aware of what I do and don't need to do, and I will see the signs and do my best not to fall back into old habits. But secondly, it's only going to be for a few weeks that I'm titrating back down again. And then after that, I can, if I need to, titrate back up and see what happens. Because we don't know what the plan is at the end of this. We don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to titrate off and come off the injections, or if I'm going to have to just have a maintenance dose for however long it takes. We will find out. But that's kind of the whole content of this video, really. It's just to let you know that 12.5 milligrams was too strong for me, I think. It was giving me too many dizzy spells. I've gone back down to 10 milligrams, and over the next few weeks we will titrate back down, ready for Endure 24 towards the end of June. When we try to run 75 bloody miles. You idiot. Absolute freaking idiot. I just want to quickly mention something. I'm currently raising money for Tommy's charity. Now I'm going to read this off my screen because I've tried a couple of times and I keep messing it up without it. So, Tommy's charity are a UK charity that funds research into miscarriage, stillbirth and premature birth while providing pregnancy support to save babies' lives. I'm currently raising money for those. And one of the things that I'm doing is I'm going to attempt to run 75 miles at Endure 24 in a few weeks' time. If you've got a spare pound or a spare penny, whatever you've got, please click on the link in the description of this video and donate the money to a worthy cause. That is my week 29 update. It's short, it's sweet, I hope. It might not be. That's the thing with these things. When you're out walking your dog, you lose all concept of time. Just talking to the camera. It does tell me on the screen, but I don't tend to look at that. Before I go, there's one more thing I just want to mention that I would like to do, and I'm going to reach out to a couple of people to see if they will give me permission to do so. Quite a few of you have reached out to me over the last few months, sort of showing me the progress that you've made when you've been using weight loss injections, and how it's, you know, worked for you as well. And I've been sent some images of before and afters, and some of them have been absolutely brilliant. I would like to try and showcase some of those as well. So I'm going to reach out to those people and see if I can get permission to show them on video. And if I do, then I'll share their stories as well. And you can see that then you'll be able to see the impact it's having on other people as well as me. Yeah, there's been some really awesome stories that I've seen coming through to my DMs. So I'm going to reach out to a few of those and say, do you mind if I show these images? And hopefully we'll get a positive response, and we can show people that, hey, we can all have good progress with this as well. But likewise, if you've had negative experience with it, maybe reach out to me and let me know that as well. And hey, I can tell your story with or without your name and your face tied to it. If you don't want people to know who you are, then still reach out to me and I'll tell your story anonymously. But yeah, I think it'd be good to share other people's experiences. So reach out to me, and if you're happy for me to share, let's do it. Right, so thanks for watching, thanks for sticking about, and I will speak to you all soon. Just make sure you keep it positive.